Hey guys, it's Hannah here. Today I'm back with what I wore in March. I do this video every month where I talk about the products that I wore this month and my thoughts on them. So if you're interested in seeing the different products I wore in March, just stay tuned. So in March I did have a wedding and I was working, so there's lots of products here, lots of variety, some great, some not so great. So let's just get into it. Let's start with the stuff that hasn't changed because I'm project panning. So I am using my First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone Matte Primer for primer, but for the wedding I did use my Holy Grail Hourglass Veil Primer. This is my number one go-to. This is my third big tube. Like, I love this stuff so much. It is what I wore for the wedding I went to. For corrector, used my Sigma Color Correct Duo and I hit pan on it. So exciting. So exciting. Definitely want to pan this by the end of the year. But love this under my eyes. Foundation. The foundation I'm panning is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. But for the wedding I did bring out my NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I actually need to declutter this foundation. Before this, I've now done the math, I've not worn this for 2 years. So it went 2 years without me wearing this, and it has separated in the bottle, like, does not, like, it mixes together and it wore fine on the wedding, but I just, like, it can't mix back together in the bottle, which to me goes, nope. Nope, nope, nope. So I'm going to declutter this one. It's not my only full coverage foundation, so I have other options. But I am definitely, in terms of a long wear matte foundation, I am more likely to repurchase the Estee Lauder Double Wear for events rather than this, just because my shade in this was not great, but I have a perfect Estee Lauder shade. So I have a couple of weddings coming up, but they're winter weddings, so I'm not so worried about being matte, so that'll be okay. I did also have to bring in my Ultra 3 darkening drops because I did fake tan for that. So and then as the tan was fading, I used it with my Peach Perfect as well. I also pulled out this month my Auric Glow Lust. So I used this mixed in with the NARS for the wedding. I've used it mixed in with the Peach Perfect once, and today I have it on. I have the matte primer, then the Glow Lust, then the Peach Perfect. And I'm really liking how my skin is looking. I think this is going to be great as we get into cool months, as I'm wearing the Peach Perfect to add a little bit of life back to my skin. This is the first time I've actually worn this and I'm loving it. I'm in the shade Morganite. Concealer, I finished panning my Maybelline Eraser Dark Circle and started the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer in Fair. But that is quite a light concealer. So for the wedding and while I was fake tanned, I pulled out my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. And oh my goodness, I love this so much. I do not need to use a corrector with this. That is how full coverage and fantastic this concealer is. I'm someone who has never found a concealer I need to wear I can get away with wearing without a corrector. I don't know if it's the shade of this with the formula. I do not need to wear a corrector with this. It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It is probably the only concealer I ever need to purchase for that exact fact. It's amazing. Powder. I'm panning my Dior Powder No Powder under my eyes. I use it a little bit buffed on my skin over my translucent setting powder, which this month was the One Size translucent setting powder, which I don't love. I don't love the look this leaves my skin with, which is why I would buff over it with the Dior, just to take away some of that excess powderiness. I know, I don't love that powder. I will at one point pan it just to use it. I don't think it'll get any use in winter. It's just too powdery. But I would go over it with the Dior. And I think that is all my project pan things. Yes? Yes. Beautiful. Brows. If you don't know, I am determined. I'm not technically panning this because I cannot put this in a project pan again. But I am determined to use up my Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. And I have been doing really well at using this as my only brow product until I got my eyebrows done. And I got them done last week before the wedding. And I went from using the Goof Proof and the 24-hour brow setter to just using my e.l.f. Wow Brow, which I also love. This is fantastic when I have a fresh, defined brow. This is great when I've let my brows grow out a little bit, but they're still looking fantastic at the moment, so I haven't had to pull out the Goof Proof yet. I also get them tint dyed, so like the color lasts a while. Let's do cheeks. Bronzers, I played around. So my powder bronzer that I used all month was the Pat McGrath, what is this called? Nude Honey. This is such a fantastic tone of bronzer. It is super neutral, but it warms up the skin. It is phenomenal. I love the color of this. For the wedding, I obviously needed something deeper, so I pulled out my NARS Cream Bronzer in Laguna, and then I set with the Pat McGrath. This is just a little bit too dark for me. This is the Laguna original shade that came with the gold lid. I believe if I had Laguna 01, I would be happier with the color, but the formula is fantastic and I really enjoy it. And then today, because I decided to just go full glam today, I pulled out my Rare Beauty Power Boost. No, Bright Side. Loved the tone of this as well. Just blended it with my sponge. It was fantastic. So that's what I have on today. For blush, I had three. I had a warm tone, a cool tone, and a neutral tone. So warm tones, we had and they're all a little bit glowy. This one's super glowy. This is Sienna Luster from Odin's Eye. This is the glowiest blush that I own. But I don't wear it like that. So I don't wear it this high color. I use something like my Wayne Goss. Where are they? My Wayne Goss number 14 or my All Over Face Precision from the Sigma Christian Dominique collection, which are both really fluffy brushes so that when they get this pigmented, it's not going to blend it because it's already swatched. It blends out really beautifully on the cheeks and isn't ridiculously overpowering. The other one I use is the Flower Beauty brush that's the same shape. I've wiped that off a liquid. For neutral tone, I pulled out the M Cosmetics Heaven Glow blush in Baroque, which is a true neutral blush. Like, it is neutral nude. That is what it is. And this is a neutral, cool, leaning blush. It is Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. Gorgeous. I just swirl it all together. And it's just got a little bit more mauviness to that one. So these are the blushes I wore, all kind of the same color family, but slightly varying undertones. And then for highlight, again, I had a cool, a neutral, and a warm. So let's start with warm tone again. Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl in Peach Glow. Not that you need a highlighter with the Odin's Eye, but this is just a really pretty peachy shine. Neutral was MAC Double Gleam. This is just like a wet look champagne that really just blends into nothingness except a wet glow on the skin. And cool tone was Rare Beauty Mesmerize, which is the pinky tone. And it just looks like glowy hands. Glowy hands. Strangely, the Peach Glow looks more cool tone than the Mesmerize in that light, which is strange. Alright, eyes. I had lots of fun with my eyes this month. So, 2 cream shadows. I pulled back out my Rare Beauty All Over Shadow Stick in Contentment. This is just a great bronzy tone that goes with pretty much anything. And then I pulled out my Hourglass Voyeur eyeshadow in Moon. This is broken at the base, so I need to be very careful with it. It's just a champagne-y colour. I honestly think I still prefer, which one did I prefer last month? The Sigma one. I think I still prefer that over the Hourglass. And when it gets time to decluttering, the Hourglass may not stay because it is broken and annoying me. I also used my Kulfi Satara Sparkles, which is a gorgeous, it's like moussey eyeshadow in this gorgeous burgundy tone. It was so pretty. So pretty. It reminds me a lot of the iconic London eye pots that dried out, and I had a colour very similar to this. And for shadows, 4 palettes. What I'm wearing today is, as I mentioned at the end of last month, I didn't play with the Heather Austin a lot, so I played with it a whole lot today. So today I have on PaO2, Atlas, Hayol, Passport, and Austin. So I have 5 shades on my eyes today, and I love it. But I did play around with this month, and I really enjoyed it. I even used the green shade, Magnolia. Really fun palette. I'm really glad I have this. However, I did reach for these other 3 palettes a little bit more regularly. Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. I know I used this a little bit in January, but I felt like I hadn't used it enough, so I pulled it back out again to get my full thoughts on it. And it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. This is what I wore to the wedding. I love the sophisticated everyday sparkle, but also just some really lovely soft sheens and shimmers there as well. I reach for mesh and vague, mostly for my crease. Beautiful. I used Silhouette both as a deepening shade and as a liner shade. It's fantastic. And keeping with the sophisticated neutral sparkle, I pulled out my nearly natural palette from Glaminatrix. I love this palette so much. Again, I played with the greens in here and then paired them with the Heather Austin. My nearly natural shade, one day I literally just tapped that all over the lid with nothing in the crease because I was lazy. That's phenomenal. It is the first shade in this palette that I will use up for sure. I went warm and did Second Skin the other day. Love it. I did Unveiled. Really the only ones I didn't play with is this kind of corner here. Otherwise I think I used almost every shade. Oh, and I didn't use the purples this month. Maybe I'll do that on Sunday. And Natasha Denona Star. I am so glad I picked this up on Black Friday. This is the palette that got away from me. This was the first Natasha Denona palette I wanted to buy, but I never got around to it. And I'm so glad I did. It is huge. It is her big shades, but I have loved every look I've done with this. Whether it's mixing and matching both sides or the cool or the warm side, I have loved every single look, and I love the Natasha Denona formula. We know that. For eyeliner, I pulled out my trusty Sephora Tiramisu for the waterline. It's fantastic. And then I finally pulled out a liquid liner. I've not used liquid eyeliner in ages, but for the wedding I wanted a wing. This is the McQueen New York waterproof eyeliner pen, and it's gorgeous. Mascara, still using the Rare Beauty. This is one that I use until it's done. It is what it is. And then lips. Pulled out quite a lot of lip gloss this month, but I pulled out 3 Colourpop Libby's lippy liners. Yeah, lippy pencils. We have BFF, which is a neutral nude. Beeper, which is my cool toned nude. And Brink, which was my warm toned nude. Nice and easy there. I pulled out the 3 Sigma Beauty and the Beast lip creams. I had Spellbound on in, well, I still have it on, but I've topped it with a lip balm. Spellbound was what I was wearing in my Project Pan video. It's the kind of cool tone that I would wear with Beeper. Then we've got Adventure, kind of more berry tone. I think I only wore this one once. It's a warmer berry. And then the one I wore the most was Bonjour, which is the lightest. But I would wear it with either Beeper or Brink, and I quite liked it. And then I had a whole lot of lip gloss. Oh, sorry. I also had the MOB Beauty lipstick that I got in my Beautylish Lucky Bag. This is really nice, just a standard satin lipstick. It's a cream in M59. Really nice, quite warm, really pretty. And lip glosses. So, Patrick Tar 2cc's. I really liked this. I don't love a plumping lip gloss, but the shine of this one is gorgeous. Super nice. Then we have Luna Beauty Strawberry Love Me Lip Oil, which is the strawberry scent. I wore this kind of as a ready lip the other day, and it was gorgeous. Just a red tint. We have Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balm in Petal. Just a nice sheer pink. You can't quite see that one. And then NARS Nympho for a brown. Honestly, I wore so much lip gloss this month. And I loved it. I have really only gotten back into lip gloss since I've been panning things. Panning the fussy, but true spectrum of nude there with a random red tone. But I had a lot of fun playing with all this month. My lip balm that I've had in here at the moment is the Lawless Forget the Filler. I did not like this as a night mask. I didn't think it did enough, but I've really been enjoying it as a daytime lip prep lip product. So that's it. Those are the things that I wore in the month of March. Let me know in the comments down below what you have been wearing lately. I'd love to know. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and click subscribe to stay tuned for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.